Halo, witam was bardzo serdecznie w kolejnej odsłonie Dragon Age'a. Dwójeczki, powiem, może hejtowana przez dużą część graczy, ale powiem, bardzo miło do grania jest. Sam nawet wam pokażę osiągnięcia, zrobiłem praktycznie wszystkie. Leci do ciąga, jest duże osiągnięcie. No i mam też wszystkie przedmioty, bo mam w Ultimate Edition. Tak samo jak mieliśmy jedyneczkę. Więc będzie dużo kontentu do grania. No i dobra, no zaczynamy nową grę. Szczegóły zdobycia przez bohatera sławy i z prestiżu spowite są mgłą tajemnicy, ale jasne jest, że to on znalazł się w samym sercu wydarzeń, które miały zmienić cały świat. Oczywiście nie gramy już bohaterem z jedynki. Gramy Hawkiem, którą zobaczymy, jaka jest historia. I tak, graliśmy sobie łotrzykiem, pamiętam, w pierwszej części. Łucznikiem oczywiście, nie? Dlatego zmienimy sobie na inny tryb grania. Zagramy sobie magiem. Mag, znawcy sztuki tajemnej, są obdarzeni tajemną mocą, która jednak ściąga na nich uwagę niebezpiecznych duchów. Zagramy sobie magiem, normalnie, bez problemu. Pograliśmy tym łotrzykiem, to będzie zmiana tak jakby kontentu. Cóż jest, czyżby... Widzę, że coś jest nie tak. Dobra, jeszcze zrobimy tak na szybko, niestety wybaczcie, może to pyknie. O, dobra, działa, super. Bo coś jest nie tak jednak, widzę. Dobra, nie wiem dlaczego tak się dzieje. Ale wróćmy w ogóle. Może coś jest nie tak ogólnie. Dobra, myślę, że teraz powinno działać w porządku, no. Nie wiem dlaczego przechwytywanie ekranu tak teraz właśnie w tej gierce właśnie patrzę, nie? I powinno wszystko w porządku być. No i dobra, Mac. Znawcy sztuki tajemnej są obdarzeni tajemną mocą, która jednak ściąga na nich uwagę niebezpiecznych duchów. Bierzemy i cyk. Oczywiście już mówię, mamy w wersji polskiej Dragon Age 2. Nie jak jedynkę miałem wtedy. Musiałem sproszczenia podać, mi się nie chciało.
I've had gentler invitations.
I am Cassandra Pentagust, Seeker of the Chantry.
And just, what are you seeking?
The champion.
Which one?
You know exactly why I'm here! Time to start talking, dwarf. They tell me you're good at it.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Start at the beginning.
Scouts. We will have to fight them sooner or later.
Then we make our stand here. Prepare yourself.
I dobra, sama walka zmieniła się z Dragon Age 1 na 2 na bardziej animacyjną. Mamy też inaczej praktycznie wygląd sam, jak widzicie. Zobaczcie w praktyce jak to. Tylko jeszcze pozostała jedna sprawa. Rozgryweczka. Gramy na koszmarze. Poziom koszmarny przeznaczony jest dla geniuszy taktyki, dla których poziom wysoki nie jest za łatwy. Celuj uważnie na tym poziomie. Źle wymierzony atak może skrzywdzić zarówno twoich wrogów, jak i sojuszników. Robimy to normalnie. Trochę wyzwania będzie, nie? O, dobra, to jest jednak inaczej. Będę musiał uważać na to. Grałem magiem kiedyś, to łatwiej było. Zapomniałem, że to jest koszmar. Nigdy nie grałem na koszmarnym, ale przejdziemy sobie to. Nigdy nie grałem, no, ale będzie fajnie. Dobra, mamy tutaj 3 opcje dialogowe i nasza postać już normalnie gada, nie? I możemy być dobrym Samarytaninem, pomagać, tak dalej. Możemy być też dowcipnisiem oraz agresywną osobą. My zagramy dowcipnisiem.
Perhaps we'll be lucky and they'll run out of Darkspawn.
Here they come. Shall I give them a taste of my blade?
No i tutaj mamy też działanie, że może postać dana opcję dialogową lub możemy my sami się tym zająć. I weźmiemy my sami na bez dystansu.
Allow me. Here we go.
Dobra, Carver nam przeżyje, to weźmiemy pod tanka trochę. Musimy szybko zjeść tego ogra. Dobra, zdjęty.
There's no end to them.
Bullshit. That's not what really happened.
Does that not match the story you've heard, Seeker?
I'm not interested in stories. I came to hear the truth.
Well, what makes you think I know the truth?
Don't lie to me. You knew him even before he became the champion.
Even if I did, I don't know where he is now.
Do you have any idea what's at stake here?
Let me guess. Your precious chantry's fallen to pieces and put the entire world on the brink of war. And you need the one person who could help you put it back together.
The champion was at the heart of it when it all began. If you can't point me to him, tell me everything you know.
You aren't worried I'll just make it up as I go?
Not at all.
You'll need to hear the whole story.
No i dobra, lecimy teraz w wybór postaci, charakterystykę. Jak nasza będzie wyglądać. Generalnie to jest prawdziwy Hawk z dwójki, ale będziemy robić naszego własnego Hawka. Trochę to zajmie. Dobra, wybierzmy go. Możemy zagrać takim staruchem. Zagramy takim młodzieniaszkiem. Wcześniej mieliśmy takiego właśnie bladego typa. Zagramy sobie tak. I tatuaże. Weźmy jakiś taki kozacki. Ładny niebieski był, ale też braliśmy niebieski, to weźmy jakiś inny. Dobra, zagramy pod czarny. I włosy. Mamy teraz dużą gammę w ogóle kolorów włosów, też nie kolorów włosów, samych włosów nawet, zobaczcie, nie? Dużo się zmieni. No dobra, niech będzie. I tak ogólnie w każdym akcie będziemy zmieniać jak Hawk wygląda przez stare lata, bo tam o kilka lat zawsze się to wzrasta, więc będziemy trochę go zmieniali. Brodę na razie nie. Włosy. Weźmy sobie włosy. Jak tak czarnym graliśmy, to weźmy sobie coś innego, takiego alternatywnego, nie? Zagrajmy sobie może takim blondaskiem. Jeszcze zobaczmy, a to będzie może spoko. Mamy też zarost. A trochę pociągnijmy ten zarost. Jeszcze brodę zobaczmy, jak wygląda. A możemy też takie bokobrody walnąć, spoko by wyglądało. Dobra, wybierzemy takiego. O. Taki kolor będzie miał nasz hałk i nie będziemy zmieniać. Też trochę muszę się nad tym podpracować. Może być też takie włosy, nie. To takiego kozaczka. Dobra, weźmy mu takie. Zobaczmy jeszcze nad tatuażami. Tatuaże właśnie psują całą. O, weźmy takie. Tylko jeszcze jakiś kurde kolor, żeby bardziej dawał. No nie, no nie ma takiego jakiegoś spoko, no to weźmiemy tak. Dobra, weźmy takie sobie na razie. Jak jeszcze tu mamy? O, to myślę będzie dobry kolor. No, to będzie dobry kolor. Git. Teraz oczy. Mamy kształt oczów i tyle. Nie pomyję tego najmniej. Teraz zobaczymy. Dobra, weźmy takie. Kolor oczu. Weźmy sobie takie białe, ładnie wygląda. Kształt nosa. Ja no, ładnie wygląda bardziej w tym oczy. Szyja, uszy, grubość szyi. Dobra, niech ta szyja będzie normalna. Taka uniesiona normalnie, git. I portrecik. A sobie dopnijmy taki biały. O, dobrze. No. Dobra, zmieniamy imię. I teraz lecimy w wydarzenia z Dragony początek. Mamy jedną domyślną historię i dwie przygotowane, ale my zimportujemy sobie stan. Gdzie to mieliśmy? Tu, tak? Wybierz postać. Streszczenia fabuły, zobaczmy. Konan został ocalony, magowie zwerbowani do armii, Dajczy zostali zwerbowani, Harumon władał Rodzama, rękowodół pusty został zniszczony, Logain został zabity, Alistair z królem Fereltenu, strażnik przystąpił do mrocznego do Zmorikan, strażnik zabił arcydemona, Amaran został ocalony przed napaścią mrocznych pomiotów, architekt nie żyje, twierdza strażników została odzyskana, Shay została odkryta, zwłoki króla Keilana zostały spalone. Bym sobie sprawdził streszczenia fabuły. Konan został ocalony, architekt nie żyje, Keil została, Shade została odkryta, zwłoki króla Keilana. No dobra, no to weźmiemy ten. Ten save weźmiemy. Gratulacje, udało Ci się zaimportować sobie opisane stan gry, to mi się podoba. No i mamy koszmar. No i tak wygląda to nasza postać na razie. Gramy na koszmarze i lecimy.
The Blight had been unleashed on Ferelden. Dark spawn poured out of the wilds, clashing against the army at the ruins of Ostagar. The battle was a disaster. King Kaelin died on the field with his men, betrayed by his most trusted general. Unopposed, the Horde marched on the village of Lothering. The village burned, and many innocents were slaughtered. The champion's family barely escaped in time.
I think that's all of them.
For the moment, make us save us. We've lost it all. Everything your father and I built.
At least we're alive. That's no small feat.
Yes, you're right.
We should have run sooner. Why did we wait so long?
Why are you looking at me? I've been running since Ostagar.
Not to interrupt, but the Blight's not going to wait while we stand here pointing fingers.
Please, listen to your brother.
Then let's go. Lead on.
No i dobra, mamy gierkę i tutaj w Ultimate Edition, o ile pamiętam, możemy mieć psa. Fajna sprawa. Teraz nam się zadania będą pojawiały z DLC-ków oczywiście, nie? Mały detal.
We're under attack. What a sub...
Dobra. I mamy atrybuty i zdolności. Siła. Zwiększa wartość ataku i obrażeń zadawanych przez wojowników. Jest również odpowiedzialna za krzepę wszystkich klas. Krzepa to miara odporności na efekty w rodzaju odrzucenia w tył czy podpalenia. Zręczność zwiększa wartość ataku i obrażeń zadawanych przez łotrzyków. Odpowiada również za szansę ciosu krytycznego u wszystkich klas. I magia zwiększa wartość ataku i obrażeń zadawanych przez magów. Określa też odporność magii u wszystkich klas, co zmniejsza otrzymywane wrażenie magiczne i czas trwania skutków wrogich zaklęć. Spryt zwiększa obronę i obrażenia przez krytycznego u wszystkich klas. Posiada też zdolność łotrzyków do otwierania zamków i rozbrajania pułapek. Każdy 10 punktów to kolejny poziom trudności zamka lub pułapki. Siła woli zwiększa pulę many magów i pulę wytrzymałości wojowników i wietrzyków. Kondycja no to HP. I dobra, tu sobie zwiększymy tak i tak. No i mamy drzewko umiejętności. My polecimy sobie w maga wspierającego. Tego więc lecimy w uzdrowienie.
Wait. Where are we going?
Away from the Darkspawn, where else?
And then where? We can't just wander aimlessly.
So long as we wander aimlessly away from the Horde, I'm happy.
We can go to Kirkwall.
Well, that wouldn't be my first choice.
There's a lot of Templars in Kirkwall, Mother. I know that, but we still have family there, and an estate. Then we need to get to Gwarin and take ship.
If we survive that long, I'll just be happy to get out of here.
Can't we talk about this? No?
You will not have him! They will not have you. Not while I breathe.
Get back!
Stop squirming, Wesley. You'll make it worse.
Apostate, keep your distance.
Well, the Maker has a sense of humor. Darkspawn and now a Templar. I thought they all abandoned Lothering.
The Spawn are clear in their intent, but a mage is always unknown. The Order dictates.
Wesley.
The Order dictates.
Dear, they saved us. The Maker understands.
Of course.
I am Aveline Valen. This is my husband, Sir Wesley. We can hate each other when we're safe from the Horde.
I mamy jeszcze opcję dialogową jak w Mass Effectie, czyli zbadaj, dopytujemy się jeszcze, nie? No to co tu robić?
A strange time to be hunting apostates. His fellows left with the Chantry priests.
I was traveling to Denerim on business for the Order, but I had to turn south when I heard of Ostagar.
Bad luck and judgment brought us together here before the attack. The nice Templar has been convinced to postpone his hunt for illegal mages. So let's not dwell upon it, shall we? Wise girl.
You're quick to offer your allegiance.
Another blade between us and the Darkspawn? Yes, please.
So long as the Horde is their first concern.
My duty is clear, but that is for another day, if we are granted that opportunity.
We will be fine. We all will.
For a while, it looked like we were the only ones to escape the Darkspawn.
We aren't free of them yet.
You didn't see Ostagar. This is just the start.
You were there. Yes, I see it now. Third Company, under Captain Varel.
Then you saw how the whole of the army was defeated.
We fell to betrayal, not the Darkspawn. This arm of the Horde will not have the same advantage.
The wrath of the Templars is terrible indeed.
More so their wives. But as long as there is a greater danger, you and I have an accord.
Thank you, Wesley. For now, we move with you. North is cut off. We barely escaped the main body of the Horde.
Then we're trapped. The wilds are to the south, that's no way out.
If the options are south or die, I'll take my chances with south.
No i dobra, przyjąć rywalizacja Carter. Okej. I polecimy w czystą magię, bo i tak on ma prędzej czy później to już. Dość zimne. Tu pójdziemy w damage.
At least it's not boring. I will not die today!
Co w ogóle ona ma? Ma obronę tarczą. Pewność na obrażenia się taką porątały, więc to może nie wiem, czyli traum. Dobra. No już tutaj jest. Kurwa, ten Wesley musi się jakoś ruszyć. Piesek tam przynajmniej tankuje fajnie.
Here we go!
Dobra, ja się wyleczę. Mamy pas. Zobaczmy. O, super sprawa. I ogólnie system gwiazdkowy się pojawił u nas, czyli broń jakiś stanie na nasz poziom jest dobra, zła i tak dalej. Fajna sprawa. To sobie już zapisujemy.
I can do this, you'll see.
Dobra, mamy jeszcze z tyłu ich i z przodu. A i pies na numer. Będzie go zaostrzał ze spełnieniem. Awelinka sobie niech miksturkę walnie. To sobie walnie. No cóż, no jest ciężko, ale no, nic nie poradzimy na razie, nie?
We must press to...
Magia i siła. Co my tu mamy? Grozę przerażające liście rozdzierają z celu i odruszają go. Fajna sprawa w ogóle. Myśmy polecieli w ten tryb. Możemy jeszcze pójść w magię pierwotną. Magię tajemną. Dobra, na 4. poziom. To byśmy dopiero lecieli w to, później ten, bo musimy sobie wydechnąć całą drużynę, a później kopania przygodę. Okej. Mamy jeszcze buffa i w tym trybie jest maksimum czas, że on się pojawi cały dużo. Super tyle. Awelinkę robimy na całe HP. I teraz tak, co my tu możemy dać jej? Dobra, weźmy jej ten.
What's the wilds?
Jeszcze jeden ten. A nam damy. Niestety teraz nie mamy łotrzyka, będziemy musieli później ogarnąć. Kusze Korkari, o symbach i duszy Korkari. Tutaj sobie jak tutaj chciał czytać. Najwyżej sobie zastopuję tą osobę w tył. Dobra. O, i 2 miksturki to mi się i tak zaraz umrzesz, to mnie oczywiście wypracuje, to wyraźnie nie robię tak. Magię sam. Dobra, co jeszcze możemy dać? Moim karwerowi może ten buffik. A, tu jest coś takiego. No dobra, ale czego będzie miał? No dobra, to będzie teraz ciężka walka bardzo.
Make it give me strength.
Ojej, 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 ojej. Mamy tak. Chodźcie, szlak, jeszcze są tylko te. Ale wy sobie musicie jakoś poradzić, ja się zdaję na to. Walcie w nie. No, powiem, jest zaraz mi ciekawie.
Let's finish this!
Dobra, jakoś to nam pykło.
The battle's over. We're fine.
I'm sorry, mistress. Your daughter is gone.
No. These things will not take Bethany.
Maybe we should grieve when we're safe.
Don't speak to me of grief. This is your fault. How could you let her charge off like that? Oh, my poor little girl. My sweetheart.
If we stand here weeping, the Darkspawn will take the rest of us too.
Allow me to commend your daughter's soul to the Maker, mistress. Ashes we were, and ashes we become. Maker, give this young woman a place at your side. Let us take comfort in the peace she has found in eternity.
I will never forget you, Bethany.
At least Father will have company now.
Flames. We're too late.
I will not die!
Dobra, piosenka.
What have we here? It used to be we never got visitors to the wilds, but now it seems they arrive in hordes.
Impressive. Where'd you learn how to turn into a dragon?
Perhaps I am a dragon. If so, count yourself lucky. The smell of burning darkspawn does nothing for the appetite. If you wish to flee the darkspawn, you should know you are heading in the wrong direction.
So you're just going to leave us here?
And why not? I spotted a most curious sight. A mighty ogre vanquished. Who could perform such a feat? But now my curiosity is sated, and you are safe for the moment. Is that not enough?
You could show me that trick of yours. That looks useful.
I dare say it is. Such a clever tongue for a mage. Tell me, clever child, how do you intend to outrun the Blight?
We're going to Kirkwall, in the Free Marches.
Kirkwall? My, but that is quite the voyage you plan. So far, simply to flee the Darkspawn.
Any better suggestions? I hear the deep roads are vacant now.
Oh, you I like. Hurtled into the chaos, you fight, and the world will shake before you. Is it fate or chance? I can never decide. It appears fortune smiles on us both today. I may be able to help you yet.
There must be a catch.
There is always a catch. Life is a catch. I suggest you catch it while you can.
Should we even trust her? We don't even know what she is.
I know what she is. The Witch of the Wilds.
Some call me that. Also Flemeth, Asha Belinar, an old hag who talks too much. Does it matter? I offer you this. I will get your group past the Horde in exchange for a simple delivery to a place not far out of your way. Would you do this for a Witch of the Wilds?
Should we trust her?
Wesley is injured. We'll never escape the Darkspawn.
If you need to, leave me behind.
No. I said I would drag you out if I had to, and I meant it.
What is a Witch of the Wilds exactly?
A chastened legend. Witches that steal children.
Bah, as if I had nothing better to do.
Then you're an apostate.
Yes, we have so much in common.
You would go through all that trouble to have something delivered?
I have an appointment to keep. It is far more convenient this way. Happily, you're not without your own needs.
How much trouble will this delivery be exactly?
About as much trouble as my saving your lives not 5 minutes ago.
Good point.
If you knew my daughter, you'd know how seldom I hear that.
Roast a few more darkspawn, I'll do anything you want.
Sadly, my charity is at an end. There is a clan of Dalish elves near the city of Kirkwall. Deliver this amulet to their keeper, Marathari. Do as she asks with it, and any debt between us is paid in full. Before I take you anywhere, however, there is another matter.
No, leave him alone.
What has been done to your man is within his blood already.
You lie!
She's right, Aveline. I can feel the corruption inside me.
What are you talking about?
From the Darkspawn. All that blood. I knew when it happened.
And how much time before you?
Not long now, if I am any judge.
This corruption is the permanent sort, I take it.
The only cure I know of is to become a Grey Warden.
And they all died at Ostagar.
Not all, but the last are now beyond your reach.
O, nawiązanie do Dragon Age jedyneczki. Jak my wyjdziemy wtedy. Musimy to robić, to było śmiesznie.
I won't. Please. The corruption is a slow death. I can't.
No i mamy też tutaj główne wybory takie, nie? Tutaj. No ale my nie będziemy nic robić.
He's your husband, Evelyn. I can't decide his fate.
Be strong. My love.
Without an end, there can be no peace. It gets no easier. Your struggles have only just begun.
Flemeth,
I thought that might interest you.
you expect me to believe a myth swooped out of the wild to save the champion?
Oh, come now, Seeker. Do I need to recite the tale of the Warden as well?
No. Perhaps I shouldn't be surprised to hear of her involvement.
I liked my version better, too.
What else aren't you telling me, then? Did she send someone with the champion?
In a matter of speaking.
So it's true. Continue. But if you tell me they all flew to Kirkwall on a dragon...
Nothing so fanciful, I assure you. The witch kept her word, and got them to Guaran, where they took ship. They sailed north across the waking sea, lashed by terrible storms. 2 weeks they spent in that dark hold, packed in with the fearful and the desperate. And then they saw it. Kirkwall, the city of chains. Long ago it was part of the Imperium, slaves coming from far and wide to work the quarries. Now, it's a free city, but I use the word loosely. Sail through those black cliffs and you'll see what the slaves of old saw. The gallows, welcoming you. That's where their ship landed, with all the rest.
No i dobra, dotarliśmy do Kirkwall.
letting anyone into the city.
What? That can't be.
It's true. Look at them all.
Are we really surprised? Everyone's fleeing the Blight. Just as we are.
And they would throw us all back to the wolves. Unbelievable.
I'm only surprised they let us dock.
We need to find Gamlen. Our family has always been highly regarded in Kirkwall. He can do something, I'm sure of it.
Let's hope he received your letter.
The guards seem to be reporting to that man. Perhaps we should speak to him. Our ship is already left. How are we supposed to leave?
To w ogóle teraz ta część lokacji, w której jesteśmy, jest ostatni raz, jakiej możemy doświadczyć podczas chodzenia, że możemy sobie do niej chodzić. To nie, to jest najśmieszniejszy fakt. Widoki.
Get back to the crowd, you lot. Trying to bully your way through won't get you into Kirkwall any faster.
But you do intend to let us in.
We have enough poor of our own in the free marches. We don't need you refugees piling up here like a middens heap.
I heard someone call this fortress the Gallows. Is it a prison?
Used to be. Back in the Imperial days. They kept slaves here until the rebellion. Now the Templars run it, and use it to lock up their mages. Guess not much has changed.
Are mages imprisoned here?
Well, no more than anywhere else. It's a circle of magi now. Magic is to serve man, not rule him. And mages are better locked up where they don't hurt anyone.
Why aren't we being allowed into the city?
If it were up to me, I'd bar the gates and let you find somewhere else to beg. But it's not. Some of you lot might have legitimate business in the city. So Knight Commander Meredith wants us to sort you all out. Most of you are getting right back on your ships there.
That's a Templar title. Why would a city guardsman answer to the Templars?
We don't answer to her, but she's the power in Kirkwall. Don't know what would happen if the Viscount went against something she wanted. But he's sure never taken that chance.
Trzeba zapamiętać sobie teraz tam kontur Meredith. Będzie bardzo ważną osobą w całej grze. Żeby jej pamiętać. Dobra, do kogo mam się zwrócić?
There must be someone in charge I can speak with.
Yes, always the same story. You want in, talk to Captain Ewald. I'm just here to keep you refuse from climbing the walls.
Na bari weźmiecie, no? Jeszcze będziemy mieli jedną łakę.
Tell me, how did your family escape Lothering? Almost everyone who hadn't fled.
My brother. If he wasn't with us, I don't think we'd be here.
But you seem quite skilled as well.
I'm not my brother.
Dobra, zapiszmy sobie.
What do you want? Money? I can pay you. Let us through, you flaming blighter. We're not staying in this pit.
Then get back on your ship and leave. Kirkwall has no more room for refugees.
The ship's already gone. We've paid good coin to get here.
You and half of Ferelden. There's nothing I can do. The city is full.
One of the guards said you were letting in people who have business in the city.
That's right. We've seen you let lots of people through.
Citizens and merchants that make it worth our while. I'll assume that you don't have any more coin than these gentlemen. We've been letting you Fereldans in for months. You're too late. There's no more room.
But we've got family here.
I've heard claims like that 1,000 times already, trust me. We'll find some ships to take you all back to Ferelden, eventually. Until then, you stay here.
If you find our uncle, Gamlen Amel, you might just have a few less refugees bothering you.
Gamlen? I know that name.
He's a nobleman here in the city. Our family has an estate.
A nobleman? The only gammon I know is a weasel who couldn't rub 2 coppers together. He comes back, I'll bring you to him. But I don't have time to...
What? You gonna let them through?
I didn't say anything about...
We've been here for 4 days. They just got here.
That's it. We're carving our way out of here. Men? Here we go!
Help me with this one!
Go for the face!
Go down!
Tu kolejni przybyli.
Unbelievable.
Captain, are you all right?
I am, no thanks to you. Where is everyone? Go find them. I want this kept under control. You have my thanks. Look, I can't get you into the city. It's not my decision. But I'll find your uncle and bring him here.
It's been 3 days. This waiting has to end.
I'm sure it won't be much longer. Gamlen must still be looking for us.
And if he's not?
Don't look now, but I think that's our man.
Leandra! Damn, girl, the years haven't been kind to you.
Gamlen!
Let me say up front, I wasn't expecting this. The Blight, your husband, dead. I'd figured you'd pretty much be Ferelden for life.
Oh, Gamlen. We came too late. My darling Bethany didn't make it. Drastic guide her.
Oh, make her save me. Leandra, don't drop this on me here. I don't even know if I can help you get in.
Would it help if I said you were my favorite uncle?
It'd make me feel better, but that's about it. I was hoping to grease some palms, but the Knight Commander's been cracking down. We're gonna need more grease.
But what about the estate? Surely Father left something when he died?
Right, about the estate. It's, gone. To settle a debt. I've been meaning to write you.
Then there's no hope.
Not quite. I know some people who might help. If you're not too delicate about the company you keep.
Mother said our family was wealthy. You really can't help us?
I am blighted helping. I've got 2 offers of work from people who've got the coin to open those gates.
I still can't believe you sold the estate. Gamlen, how could you?
Well, I didn't expect your blasted family to show up on my doorstep. I've got a nice place in Lowtown. You'll see, it'll all work out.
Do we need to stay in Kirkwall? Let's go to another city.
This was my home. I can't believe they won't let me come back.
Every city on the coast's been hip-deep in Ferelden since the Blight. You could try your luck further inland, I suppose, but it won't be easy.
We're not putting Mother through that. We came here. We're staying here.
Ja bym już szedł gdzie indziej, no ale dobra.
Let's hear it, Uncle. What do you have in mind?
I talked to my contacts, and I found some people who might be willing to pay your way into the city. The catch is, you and your brother will have to work off the debt. For a year.
A year?
It's the best I could do. Trust me when I say a bunch of refugees won't get a better option anywhere else.
I'm sure we'll be free and clear before we know it.
I managed to convince my contacts to come to the gallows to meet you personally. Mirren heads up the mercenary company, the Red Iron. They're looking for recruits. The Thenril, I guess you might call her a smuggler. Either one of them can help you. All you need to do is find them in the courtyard and convince them you're worth the trouble.
What do you think about this, Carver?
What can I say? Better here than nowhere.
What kind of man is this Mirren?
He's a hired sword. What do you expect him to be like? I wouldn't bring him home for dinner or anything, but he's got a decent reputation. I wouldn't have asked him if I thought he'd cross you.
How dangerous is this smuggler's work?
Well, it won't be pretty working for her. She's a pretty small fish compared to some of the other thieves' guilds around here. But she's tough, she's fair, and she never deals in slaves or flesh.
Let's find them and see what they have to say.
Oh, Gamlen, I don't know about this.
It's a lot of coin, Leandra. Don't go expecting our name to carry the kind of weight it used to.
And what of me? I will not allow others to incur debts on my behalf.
Can't see that it makes a difference. You look like a lady who can pull her own weight.
Then you'll come with us. I have no real option. Thank you.
No dobra, i mamy dwa wejścia do miasta. Albo do najemnika tego Mirana lub do Athenry. Bardziej wybiorę Mirana ze względu takiego, iż zadania dla Athen są dla Łotrzyka, a to będzie w miarę okej. Miranek jest teraz.
Mirren?
Huh. So you're Hawk, the nephew. Your uncle talked up a storm about you. He better not be blowing more smoke out his arse.
I'd like to know more about you first.
Right. You're not a marcher like your uncle. The Red Iron is well known in these parts. We pick who we work for, keep our noses clean. But anyone screws with us, we mess them up. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
All I know is if we join the company, I'm going to start talking like that.
Getting us into the city will take a lot of coin.
Did I mention the Red Iron gets paid pretty well? Not to mention your uncle said you were a mage. We're willing to pay for that.
I didn't realize Gamlen told you that.
You stick with us. You'll be safe. For a year, at least.
My uncle doesn't seem the sort to hang out with mercenaries.
He doesn't. Gamlen cheated one of my men at a wallop match. You turn out, we'll call it even.
I'm ready to prove myself.
Noble bastard named Friedrich is here in the gallows. Gave us bad info. Almost killed my men. Now he's hiding out here, waiting for a ship. He sees us coming, he'll run for shore. But he doesn't know you. Go kill him and his men. We'll make sure no one asks why.
Możemy też w sumie zrobić inaczej. Chyba tak spróbujemy zrobić. Teraz potrzebujemy bardzo dużo pieniędzy.
Have you checked the courtyard again?
He's still out there, but he's alone. And he's not making a move.
I don't trust this. What will we do when the ship comes? Wait, who are you? I demand to know what you're doing here.
What, this isn't the tavern? I'm so disappointed.
Mirren sent them.
I'm not an idiot. I could have figured that out for myself. Look, you. I don't know what that pissant thug is paying you, but I'll double it. Just let us go.
I might change my mind if I knew how you wronged the Red Iron.
Ugh, those fools take everything so personally. So I told Lord Asheral they were coming. It was business. I was perfectly willing to give the Red Iron a share, or all of it. I could give it to you as well. Just let me go.
Dobra, weźmiemy ten hajs i pójdziemy do Aten, jeżeli nie ma.
Make it worth my time and I'll let you go.
Oh, thank the Maker.
Wasn't that coin supposed to be paying us to keep your hide safe?
If you want to fight them, be my guest.
To arm!
Kurde, nic nie zadaje.
I did that right there.
Awansik. Dobra, co my tu mamy? Glif paraliżu, który zwiększyć poziom zaklęcia przeciwników, glif odpierania wrogów falą zarządu. Nigdy tymi glifami się jakoś nie używałem ich i nie będę używał. O, to będzie dobre dać teraz. Zobaczmy, co Miran nam powie.
The traitor escaped. Well done. I hope whatever he offered you was enough to get you in on your own.
No dobra, i teraz zobaczmy. Nawet nigdy tego nie zrobiłem z ciekawości. Zebrałem dużo hajs, to chodźmy do tego, sam byłem ciekaw.
Are you a Fenrir?
You must be Gamlen's nephew. Interesting. I don't know what he told you about us, but he certainly told us a great deal about you.
How much exactly?
Enough to pique our interest, provided you can justify your uncle's confidence.
I'd like to know more about what we'd be doing for you.
I can be honest. We don't compete with the Thieves Guild, but we keep our fingers in a lot of pots. That said, we're not killers or slavers. Anything short of that, however, is fair game.
Do what you want, but this sounds fishy to me.
Begging and taking your pick never went hand in hand.
I hear getting us into the city isn't cheap.
If you're as good as your uncle claims, we're hoping you'll be worth it. After all, it's not every day we're offered an apostate's services.
Does everyone know about us?
If the Circle hasn't descended upon you, my guess is no. The Templars in Kirkwall like to think they have all mages properly leashed, but when has that ever been true? We can keep them from taking notice while you're with us. Wouldn't be the first time.
How did you get to be one of my uncle's contacts?
Is that what he calls me? He owes us after that last big idea. If you turn out, though, we'll consider things even.
Tell me what you need done.
There's a merchant named Cavril, friend of the Templars, so they let him set up his little shop here in the Gallows. We supplied him in return for a piece of the take, but now he won't pay up. We can't go near him without him screaming for the guard, but you can. Get our money from him and you're in.
I've already told you, I can't give you any more for them.
But that was everything we have. It's all we brought with us.
And I feel for you, Sarah, but it's the best I can do.
If they just let us into the city, I could get 3 times that price.
Myron?
Your business is done.
But... Oh.
Now then, what can I do for you, Sarah?
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily. And I am the lucky man.
You mean you paid your own bribes to be here?
If they allowed everyone to set up shop, this place would turn into a bazaar. Sadly, there's only so much I can do for those Fereldans. Poor sods.
I'm sure you're very broken up over it.
I meant you. Folks like yourself.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
What am I supposed to do? Buy every piece of furniture these people dragged with them?
You mean people like us?
Of course. My apologies. My point is that I'm running a business, not a charitable order. I'm sorry.
I imagine the profits help with the guilt.
I believe you owe your business partners something.
Oh, I see.
Should I go tell the guards?
Not just yet. I want to hear this. So, Ethenril sent you to collect, did she? Too cowardly to do it herself.
Make me an offer, and I'll consider leaving you alone.
No! I'm not paying you thieves a single copper more.
That sounds like where we come in.
At least it's not...
No, jeszcze straż nam pomaga. Złe zakończenie. Dobra, przynajmniej Carver i ten, Evelyn z tobą.
Take the key for the chest. That should be enough to pay that witch. Now I'm getting out of here. Let those guards find someone else to buy Dogland junk.
That should do it.
Dobra. Co? Musi być wymagana broń dwuręczna na 2. Co tu jeszcze możemy wziąć? Damy rękę olbrzymu. Ona w sumie nie ma żadnej tej typu dobra zręczności.
You could have given us something more challenging.
Will you look at that? Tell your uncle we'll make the arrangements. Welcome aboard.
Już mieliśmy iść do Mirana. Tak się złożyło.
Any luck?
Was there ever any doubt?
I'll speak to Athenril and see when the bribes can be made. Wait here.
I guess we did it. We're here to stay, at least for a while.
No more running for our lives unless we really have to.
If only Bethany were here with us.
And Wesley.
Well, we're off to a fantastic start. Let's see what else this city has in store.
Thus began the champion's first year in Kirkwall. Word arrived from across the sea that the hero of Ferelden had defeated the Blight. But Lothering was destroyed. Kirkwall was the champion's home now. So he remained, paying off his debt, made a name for himself in the underworld. It was a busy year in the city. That's when the Kunari landed. A great storm had caught their ship and left hundreds of warriors stranded in the city, waiting to return home. That's also when the trouble began with the mages. The Templars had become very powerful under Knight Commander Meredith. But, most importantly, that's when I first met the champion.
No. Atrocity's tits, human. You know how many people want to hire onto this expedition?
Look, we know you're going into the deep roads. You'll need to hire the best, and we're...
No. You're too late. Already done.
The money from this trip could fix everything. You need us. We fought Darkspawn.
Look, Precious. I don't care if you tore the horns off an ogre with your bare hands.
You make him understand. We're running from your bloody Templars.
My brother has a point. It's on his head, but it's still valid.
Oh, thanks for that.
So what about it, Bertrand? We're just what you need.
You're looking for a quick way out of the slums, right? You and every other Ferelden in this dump. Find another meal ticket.
Well, back to waiting for someone to turn us in.
You can relax. After all, the Templars dogging us are mine.
Did I sound that bad? Maker, I'm turning into Gamlen. Gamlen? He's got a head for this garbage. Maybe he can talk to Bertrand. He knows some people. After last week, we need all the coin and influence we can get.
You catch more flies with honey. But Gamlen's bullshit could work too.
Well, he did get us into the city, right? What else can we do? We're losing ground, and I don't fancy waking up in the gallows.
Hey!
I knew a guy once who could take every coin out of your pockets just by smiling at you. But you don't have the style to work Hightown, let alone the Merchants Guild. You might want to find yourself a new line of work. Off you go. How do you do? Merrick Tethras, at your service. I apologize for Bartrand. He wouldn't know an opportunity if it hit him square in the jaw.
But you would?
I would. What my brother doesn't realize is that we need someone like you. He would never admit it either. He's too proud. I, however, am quite practical.
You're part of Bartrand's venture?
That's right. The deep roads wouldn't normally be my thing, but I can't allow the head of our family to go down there alone. So as you might imagine, I have more than a passing interest in this expedition's success.
What makes you so certain we can help? You know nothing about us.
Oh, on the contrary. You've made quite the name for yourself over the last year. The coterie has been squeezing smugglers out left and right, and the only group to survive owes it all to you two. The name Hawk is on many lips these days. Not bad for a Ferelden fresh off the boat.
You must have heard of my brother as well, then.
A little, yes. But it is you they speak most of, Messer.
That figures.
Your brother is certainly welcome to join us by all means, but I'll leave that in your hands.
Oh, I'm going. Without this expedition, we won't last out the year.
You're going awfully far out of your way just to hire another guard.
We don't need another hireling. We need a partner. The truth is, Bartrand's been tearing his beard out trying to fund this on his own, but he can't do it. Invest in the expedition. 50 sovereigns and he can't refuse. Not with me there to vouch for you.
Your brother doesn't seem like the sort who's willing to split profits.
My brother is many things, but he is not stupid. Far better to share the profits than be trapped in a tide with 1,000 darkspawn between you and the exit. Trust me, he'll come around.
Why would you stick your neck out for a complete stranger?
I'd rather take a chance on someone with your reputation than head into the deep roads unprepared. And besides, we'd be your partners. I'm willing to give a little trust if you are.
I hope there's more to this, like how I'm supposed to get that much coin together.
You need to think big. There's only a brief window after a blight when the deep roads won't be crawling with darkspawn. The treasure you find down there could set you and your family up for life.
Come on. The dwarf makes some sense. No offense. Look, you started this, and it's a good idea. Certainly better than ending up in the gallows.
We work together, you and I, and before you know it, you'll have all the capital you need. What do you say?
There might be nothing down there except darkspawn and rubble. How can you be sure we'll make a profit?
Well, Bartrand isn't grasping at strings. He's operating on some good information. Some of the deep roads are so old, even the dwarves have forgotten them. We just need to get down there. Then Bartrand will lead the way. You and I will be there to handle problems.
What makes you so certain you'll be useful to me?
I know everyone in this city worth knowing. I can help you find the jobs you need, and if you don't need me for that, there's always Bianca.
You named your crossbow?
And why not? She's a beauty. Isn't that right, sweetheart?
What's to stop you from taking my investment and running?
You'll be traveling with the expedition, and I'll be at your side. If I cross you, you'll be the first one to know, and I'll be the last.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
You're asking for a guarantee? I don't know that I can give you one. Look, I know the Templars have been asking questions. How terrible would it be to get out of the city for a while? If this works out, you'll be wealthy enough that the Order won't be able to touch you. You need the coin, and I need your help. We need each other. I can't make it sound better than that.
It's not like I had anything better planned.
Perfect. Kirkwall's crawling with work. You set aside some coin from every job, and you'll have the money in no time.
Sure. Easy. But maybe Aveline's got some bounties out. She joined the city guard, right?
We should talk privately when you get the chance. In the Hanged Man, maybe. I'll be there when I'm not with you. Now, let's go see what trouble we can stir up. Ah, Hightown, where the rich go to piss their money away. This really is the best place in Kirkwall.
Dobra, no i mamy Warika z futrzykiem. Naszym towarzyszem dużo nie będzie. Weźmy jego parę strzał. Musimy go zrobić na żadnego strzelca. I uzyskaliśmy jakieś rzeczy. O, to sobie będzie zimno, spokojnie. Na razie musimy się udać do naszego domu.
You know, Junior, it's eerie how much resemblance there is between you two.
We're brothers. What's eerie about that?
Oh, you thought I meant Hawk. I was talking about Gamlin.
Maker, I hate you, dwarf.
Hawk, long time no see, my friend.
Well, if it isn't Worthy, the dwarf with the incredibly ironic name.
I only advertise the truth. You aren't still working for Athenril, are you? Your year must be up by now.
Still trying to ferret out everyone's business, I see.
Of course. How else do you expect a dwarf to make a living? I'll tell you what. I still have my old contacts. You need some rune crafting done, I can arrange it for you. Take care, Hawk. Don't get dead.
I dobra, jeszcze mamy system rzemiosła w tej gierce. Będziemy mogli tworzyć trucizny, mikstury oraz runy. Tak samo jak w jedynce. Tylko przez inny sposób musimy najpierw uzyskać dostęp przez osobę. I oczywiście tutaj była mapka Kirkwall, w danych miejscach, w których będziemy podróżować. Głównie możemy wychodzić tak. W Kirkwall, teren poza Kirkwall oraz głębokie ścieżki. To są trzy miejsca, w które możemy przechodzić. I mamy tylko jedną osobę, która by nas wsparła teraz miksturami.
My. If it isn't Hawk.
Still up to old tricks, Elegant.
Lady Elegant, if you don't mind. I'm a married woman now. Last time we met, you were still in Athenril's employ. Things have been going well since then?
Could be better. Could be worse.
I often feel the same way. You may recall I sometimes provided potions for Athenril. I'd be willing to extend you the same courtesy if you like. All I ask is you inform me of any interesting reagents you find. In exchange, I'll approach my contacts on your behalf. And of course you'll need the appropriate recipes, such as this one. Free, for old time's sake.
Mikstura z rafego korzenia. Zobaczmy. Nie mamy takiego korzenia. Ale rano sobie. To jest spoko.
Gather round all. I bring you a
To jest ukryte zadanko akurat.
the highest heights of Mount Davros is travelled. A pouch of Andraste's ashes. Verified by the scholar Genitivi, these ashes cure any ailment and provide virility in more intimate matters. Do I have a volunteer? Just a small pinch, sirrah. There you go.
My God! It's gone!
Cured by the Maker himself.
That's enough. Clear out, you charlatans. Every coin those swindlers nab goes straight to the carter's coffers. They must be stopped.
Jest to zadanie związane z naszymi wyborami w Dragon Age'u 1. Gdybyśmy na przykład nie chcieli pokazać wśród świętych królów, na przykład to zadanie w ogóle tam się nie pojawiło. Więc śmiesznie w ogóle kontekst, że pojawiają się zadania podczas naszej czyny z jedynki. Fajna sprawa. Ale nie, najpierw musimy się udać do domu. zanim jakiekolwiek zadania będziemy robić.
Not a step closer. No refunds on the ashes, friend. If the Maker doesn't favor you, that's between you and him, isn't it?
Hard to believe they left me nothing.
Well, Mother was pretty steamed when you ran off with your Ferelden apostate.
I'm still their daughter, their eldest.
I dobra, tutaj ile mamy fajnych rzeczy. To są wszystkie rzeczy z DLC. Mamy też DLC pamiątkę znaku zabójcy oraz dziedzictwa, które zrobimy o wiele później, bo jesteśmy na słabi. A to są potężne główne zasady korzystania z magii. Niech to ktoś poczyta, może. I dobra, otwieramy specjalną przesyłkę. Zwiększyć swoje atrybuty są po ich utrzymaniu. Daje 1 więcej punktów, techniki. No, czyli ogólnie księgi, tak? To jak samo jak w jedynce. Mamy też tak, potęgę Stena i brzytwę Heidera. Bierzemy brzytwę Heidera na pewno. No, na razie nie będziemy tego brali. Mamy odwaga pustoty. Kostur parlatany. Dobra, bierzemy kostur parlatany. Dla siebie. Tu jest pancerz z DLC-ka na Sir Isaaca, czyli z Dead Space'a 1. Ale to jest niestety zbroja dla łotrzyka. I pancerz krwawego smoka, czyli z Dragon Age 1 za darmo można uzyskać te pancerze. Już to jest zabawka, nie? Mamy buty mrocznego pustkowia. Załóżmy. Chyba jeszcze wziąłem przykładowo coś jeszcze. Teraz zobaczymy. Posażmy się w tej buty. Nie. Jeszcze ten kos. No i pierścionki, amulety i pasy, zobacz. O, to jest do mnie idealne. Głęboka zieleń. Słodkie łutrzyka to jest dobre. To też. Pierścień wytrzymałości. To jest jeden do atrybutów. Aurę pewności. Potęga Ewry. Kreatora duchołuk. Nie da się wziąć rzucania. To jest też fajne. Pierścień szeptów. Weźmy sobie pierścień wytrzymałości. Rodu. Fajnie. Teraz pierścienki jakieś jeszcze szukamy. Zdobywczy pas Ewry. Laser. Zrozumienie. Z Wielkiego Lorda. Antiwańska gareta. O, i mamy tu książkę. oczywiście wszystkie bierzemy. O, 5 suwerenów. I większa księga. Nie wybraliśmy jeszcze sobie tego, to tak. Weźmy sobie żelazo. Dobra. 5 punktów aż utrzymać. Pakujmy w to i w to. Mamy 1 punkt zdolności. O, i nam się już specjalizację uaktywniła. Będziemy chcieli w uzdrowiciela dusz na pewno. Uzdrowiciel dusz będzie bardzo ważny. Będziemy mogli ożywiać, uzdrawiać grupę. To będzie bardzo ważne. Uzdrowienie staje się falą odnawiającej energii. Regeneracja żywotności plus 4. Dobra, sprawdźmy bardziej to. Chociaż chwilę. Co jeszcze? Uderzenie umysłu w zasięgu powstrzymaną falą energii, która jest w stanie również ogłuszyć wrogów. Dobra, na razie tej tarczy nie możemy dać. No nie, no ulepszymy większe zdrowie. Większe uzdrowienie. No i dobra, idziemy teraz sobie potem. Mamy honor Malcolma. Na razie jest to słabe, ale ulepsza się podczas awansu na kolejny poziom, więc idealna sprawa. I będziemy musieli się właśnie szukać rzeczy przeciwko demonom i neonom, bo najwięcej w tej grze będzie tych przeciwko. Mamy opończy zbieg. Spadek Malcolma. Dobra, bierzmy opończe. Jest to set dla maga, praktycznie, DLC. Korona zbiega, rękawice zbiega. Tutaj jest dla członków drużyny. Dobra. Mamy tu obietnicę jeszcze. To jest taka broń ofensywna, nie? Jeszcze jakiś kolor. Co my tu mamy? To jest... Nie wezmę tego ze względu takiego, iż bardziej nie wyposażę. Jest to ofensywne, my będziemy bardziej wspierającymi magami, nie? No dobra, na razie to tyle, co moglibyśmy się wyposażyć, nie? Tu mamy sety dla łotrzyka, dla maga i dla wojownika. Dobra, otwórzmy. To brzytwa Heidera. 18, ale ja myślę, że bardziej ulepszy się podczas awansu ta broń. Na razie ją zostawimy Heidera, bo daje nam żywot 8 mana i to jest bardzo ważne. Mamy argument cesarowy. Fajna rzecz, naprawdę. Tu są zbroje, niestety. Towarzysze nie mogą nosić zbroi, tylko swoje własne, nie? Więc wszystkie przedmioty, jakie mamy dla zbroi, to jest tylko dla hołdu. Dobra, co my tu mamy? Dobra, to będzie dla karwera to idealnie. I amulet dla karwera, spoko. I teraz dla Warika szukamy. Dobra, teraz musimy im znaleźć chyba pierścionki i pasy. Damy Carverowi to. No bo chociaż to Carverowi będzie przydane. Ale i tak będziemy musieli... i pasy. Dobra, na razie będziemy stąd wychodzić, nie będziemy brać questa od mamy, tylko piórko sprawdźmy, niestety Henry i czarne Emporium. Jeszcze pokażę, że... Aha, się zasytuowało, no tam nic nie znaczącego, mamy odblokowane miejsce na kolejnego DLC-ka, a są tam darmowe rzeczy, więc lecimy. Czarne Emporium. Mamy kosy już, to weźmiemy. Brzytwa hejdy. Wywczy sewry. A, tu szarfa była, to my spierdziliśmy robotę. No dobra. Tu mamy wyrzucone bronie i zbroje. Zobaczmy sobie jakieś... O, i coś mamy już dla siebie. Fajnie. I mądrość z granianej. Damy tu barykad. Znaczy na piątkę papieru. Git. Możemy też w sumie wziąć to. 5 do żywotności. A 2 odporności na obrażenia. To jest też dobre, ale... Nie, zostawimy. Dobra. Wystarczy się w to. I lepiej wszystko czytać, bo dostajemy za to expa darmowego. O, akurat barik nas zdobył. I to było sprytnie, za każde tak. Weźmy też, bo otwierał. Co tutaj wziąć? Szybkość ataku, czy samochód? Myślę, że doprawimy tym decyzją tą szybkość liczną, nie? Ale... Czy jeszcze może być? Nie no, uczennictwo też. Lustro transformacji, czyli ponowna zmiana charakterystyki postaci. Relikwie i antyki, tu mamy sklepik. No i oczywiście za te rzeczy, które my sprzedaliśmy, są proszę. Ale coś jest. No, za to jeden miedziak, ale zawsze coś, nie? Nie, będziemy zakończyć zbieg. Mamy runy. Tylko jeszcze będziemy potrzebowali jednej osoby, żeby te runy nam zamontować. Wszystkie osoby, które grają w Dragonlandzie będą wiedzieć, o kogo chodzi, jeśli chodzi o montowanie run. Dobra, no i lecimy na dolne miasto. Tu mamy pomocne towary wilczęta. Zobaczmy, czy coś jest ciekawego. Tylko nic nie ma. Stragan zbrojmistrza. Sklep z pryskotkami. Są miksturki. Weźmiemy, kupimy. Zacząć z tego, co naprawdę. Mamy plecak. Przydają się. Grawerowaną kuszą. Pokażemy system. Mamy skórzony płaszcz warika i możemy ulepszyć przez te rzeczy. I tam będzie później lepsze i tak dalej. Jeśli oczywiście będziemy znajdować odpowiednio. Nie wiem, czy Carver ma ten system. Tak, ma Carver numer. Stragan ze zbroją, zobaczmy. Nie wiem, dlaczego to się tak długo teraz ładuje. Tarcza Kirkwall. Tu nie ma dla maga. O, i mamy ochroniacze. Zwiększa wartość ataku aweli. No to bierzemy. To teraz awelina ma tylko sergentem awelina. I najlepiej praktycznie sprawdzać wszystkie zakamarki, jakie są, ze względu na to, iż w każdym roku te surowce, rzeczy, które znajdziemy, już się nie odnajdziemy i trzeba dokładnie szukać. I mamy już wrzecionowi. I to jest surowiec na rzemiosło, czyli na miksturki itd. I musimy szukać jak najwięcej tych składników. Dostajemy za to expa i trzeba po prostu znowu szukać i tyle. Prosta sprawa, nie? Mamy obcowisko. Tutaj jest nasz pasek expa. Postanowili ustawić go, żeby było już od razu jasne, a nie wchodzić w ustawienia. To jest przynajmniej jeden plus, za którym się zgadzam. Bardzo przydatne. Dobra, zapisujemy. Poczekamy jeszcze raz, bo już się musimy zrespić. Oni tych buffów jeszcze nie otrzymają, to muszę zdecydować, to jest właśnie najgorsze.
I need this.
No i teraz już widać, że obrażenia jakieś zadajemy. Zaraz jest jakoś w miarę łatwiej, nie? Dobra, udajemy się teraz do tej sierżant. Wow, jakieś ścinki. Nie wiem, jakoś zdziwiony jestem, bo nie miałem takich ścinki, że teraz są. Może poprzez zasób, jaki teraz na streamie mam. Niestety, nie mam najlepszego sprzętu, ale jakoś trzeba dać.
Those charlatans won't be bothering anyone again.
Did you say something? I didn't hear you. And clumsy me. I seem to have dropped a coin purse in your hand.
Dobra, no i zadanie mamy, suwerena otrzymaliśmy. Wykonane. No i mamy teraz pod wisielcem karczmę. Zanim udamy się do wisielca, odbierzemy zadanie od marki. Bóle poziom. 5. No to sobie teraz odbierzemy przemian. To na 6. level, z tego co pamiętam, chciałem ją wiodać. Obrażenia odpowiednie elektryczności. Ale będziemy mieli coś, no. Bardziej szukam takich rzeczy, nie żywiołów, tylko ten. Co to na 7. No lepszą, na pewno. Weźmiemy. Weźmy dreczewno. Tu mamy 6. Weźmy. No i dobra. I tu mamy nasz schowek, który nam się przyda. Teraz dostosowany tu, te rzeczy. I co my tu mamy? Korona z biegiem. No, hełm materiału będzie dobre. Korona z biegiem. Nie, w sumie to sprzedam. Tylko odkurzymy ten pas ręczek.
My children have been in servitude for a year. They should be nobility.
If wishes were poppy, we'd all be dreaming.
You mean this is real? No wonder I can't wake up.
And here I thought that Ferelden you ran off with was a mage, not a jester. Your mother was supposed to marry the Comte de Launcey, and instead she ran off with some Ferelden apostate. You don't get to stay the favorite when you do that.
Where is Father's will? If I could just see for myself.
It's not here, all right? It was read, it went in the vault. No one needed to look at it again.
I know the Amels were nobility, Mother, but not much else. Why don't you ever talk about them?
The Amels have been a noble family in Kirkwall since Garahel drove out the Fourth Blight. But we've always carried magic in our blood. It's been a stain on our lineage. No family of good standing would ever marry into a line with magic. When I chose your father, I was bringing more magic into our line, not less. I think that's what hurt my parents the most.
Did Grandfather mention Mother in his will at all?
Our father died when you were still in short pants, lad. You can hardly expect me to remember.
Oh, of course not. Why should you do something reasonable?
That touched a nerve. What's in there that you don't want us to see?
Nothing. But you won't be seeing the bloody thing. It's still locked up on the estate, and that's long out of my hands.
What daft bastard leaves that behind?
It was old news. You think I've been sitting here for 25 years waiting for Leandra to slink back?
Who bought the estate, Gamlen? Perhaps I could speak to them. Was it the Reinhardts?
No one you know. Get used to Lowtown, sister. That's where we're going to stay.
Maker, what a mess. I want to make things better for Mother. But some of what Gamlen says, I'm having a hard time hating him. Playing caretaker for someone else's life. Stuck in their shadow. That's no way to live.
And there it is.
Look, if you want to join the fight over who lost the most, fine. But I never lived here. Mother even gave me her old key to try and stir something. But I didn't know Grandfather. Finding his will doesn't matter to me.
You want a connection? This is where we'll find it.
The once mighty Amels? A bunch of slavers are squatting on that dusty glory.
What have you heard?
Uncle's a chatty drunk. He was up to his neck and signed everything over. That's who has the estate. Apparently, the most extensive wine cellar in Kirkwall is now a slave highway from the Undercity. That's the family legacy.
That sounds like an arrangement that needs to change.
And what if it does? We still aren't important enough to actually live in the place.
Baby steps, Carver.
All right, brother. If the key works, we'll clear the estate from the Undercity up. I don't know if this will help, but I do feel like hitting someone.
He wasn't like this in Lothering. I think he misses the open fields.
Come on, let's play Fetch the Invisible Ball.
He just needs to get out more, don't you, boy?
But if he's with us, who'd keep Gamlen's debt collectors away?
Take it. I'm sick of what's-his-name staring and panting.
Gamlen, honestly, a Mabari understands what you say. Try using his name.
What's wrong with dog? Real easy to remember.
Dobra, no. Nazywamy naszego psa. Wcześniej nazwaliśmy go Dogo, to teraz nazwiemy go Trawka. O, proszę bardzo.
Come on, boy. This is no time to play dead.
I'm with you, brother. For now.
I always wanted to bring you children back to meet your grandparents. Now, I wish we'd stayed in Ferelden.
Get out of my face! Your mother's bad enough. I don't need you nagging me.
One scrubbing brush. Never used. Looks like the dog's trying to tunnel his way out of this hovel. Can't blame him. What is that stain? I think this is the same cheese that was here a year ago.
Dobra, ruszam. Włączymy tylko to, dobrze? No i udajemy się do Wisielca.
Dirty backwater full of dogs and the occasional sheep.
Oczywiście oczyścimy to całe miejsce, żeby nie było. No i nam się pojawiło zadanie Szaltele do Stir. To są rzeczy zakupione, czyli jak przeszukujemy dane miejsce, możemy znaleźć właśnie jakiś szal, nie wiem, pierścień czy coś takiego i jest to zadanie, które trzeba dać tam sobie tą rzecz i dostajemy expa i chęcika. No i spoko. Można też zamówić coś do picia. I 3 miedziaki wydamy.
Welcome to the Hanged Man.
What's the word on the street?
The craziest thing. Apparently, the pigeon population has taken a nosedive in Ferelden. Weird, huh? What kind of sick individual preys on those innocent things?
Any other news?
There's an expedition heading to the deep roads, and every sword and his dog wants in on it.
Any other news?
You hear about the Isle of Redcliffe? Some say Andraste herself reached down and cured him so he could unite the land.
Any other news?
You ever met the Viscount Dumas? The man doesn't use his head for anything but storage for fancy hats.
Any other news?
Apparently, the Kunari are just waiting for a ship to take them back to Parvollen. Hope it comes soon.
Any other news?
Apparently, the Kunari are just waiting for a ship to take them back to Parvollen.
Tyle, co się dowiedzieliśmy ciekawego. I pogadajmy z Warwickiem.
So, here's the thing. We need to find a way into the deep roads. Bartrand can lead us to the right place once we're down there, but we need a good entrance.
Any entrance would do, wouldn't it? Unless a dragon's sitting in it, I suppose.
We need an entrance that's close to our destination, but isn't already plundered or filled with darkspawn. Fortunately, I've received some new information. There's a Grey Warden in the city. If anyone knows how to get down there, it'll be him.
Why would a Grey Warden know that?
The Wardens don't just fight darkspawn. They forge into the deep roads all the time. And if he doesn't know, he might be able to point us to those who do.
Are there any other options?
None at the moment. Bartrand had an entrance lined up, but it was a bust. I'll keep looking, but if we don't find something, we'll have a fancy expedition with nowhere to go.
Sounds like you have it all planned out, Varric.
And that, Messer, is why I'm here. Supposedly, this Grey Warden came in with some other Ferelden refugees not long ago. A Lowtown woman named Lorene has been helping the Fereldans. We talked to her. Maybe we learn where he is. I'll keep after my contacts, see if I can drum up any other work.
Dobra, no to mamy teraz proste. Znalezione mapę do strażnika. I to teraz opuścimy obszar. I robię.
Stop looking at me.
What's your issue now, little hawk?
Don't call... Just don't, all right? You're looking for fodder for your stories.
Do you think you're that interesting?
I have enough trouble being overshadowed as it is. I don't need to get caught under an imaginary me, too.
Don't you worry. I'm not in the business of lullabies or children's stories.
Widać się nie lubią.
Will everyone please just step back? My mother's in labor. The baby's come early. Can anyone help her? I'll send the healer, but
My son's hurt bad. Car overturned on him in the blasted bone pit.
Dobra gadamy.
Everyone... If you're seeking aid, leave your name with my girl. We serve everyone here. No one came from Ferelden without trouble. But I can't give priority to anyone who's already found work and lodging.
I hear you know where I can find a Ferelden Grey Warden.
Only Ferelden Grey Warden I've heard of is sitting on the throne. We're out of the Blight's path now. Why would you need a warden?
the healer was one of them once, wasn't he? A warden?
Well, he's not now, and busy enough without answering fool questions about it.
Then I'll only ask very smart questions.
I do not joke, Sirrah. You see what our people face in Kirkwall. They have no jobs, no homes. Most can barely buy bread. This healer, he serves them without thought for coin. He's closed their wounds, delivered their children. He's a good man. I won't lose him to the blighted Templars.
You mean he's a mage?
Would I stick my neck out for some purveyor of hensbane and leeches?
Oh, perish the thought. Another delicate mage flower.
He doesn't want to be locked in the gallows just for using the gifts the Maker gave him.
I can hardly blame him.
I suppose it isn't my secret to keep. Anders has certainly been free enough with his services. Refugees in Darktown know, to find the healer, look for the lit lantern. If you have need enough, Anders will be within.
Anders zatem. No to jest jeden bohater z DLC-ka Dragon w Przedłużenia, co my go robiliśmy. Czyli jednak będziemy go widzieć.
Hey, we heard you in there, asking about the healer. We know what happens to mages in this town, and it ain't gonna happen to him.
Does this really seem like a good idea?
Let's show these folks a little Ferelden justice.
We're under attack. What a surprise!
Łatwo.
Varric. Carver.
Dobra, to będziemy zrobić te dwa zadania na raz. O, i tu mam osobę, co będzie mogła nam przyrządzać takie...
Tom Wise?
Huh? Oh, Hawk. Haven't seen you since we did that job together for Athenril. Been a while. Heard you're going on some expedition into the deep roads. And right into Darkspawn territory. Sure that's wise?
We can't all make a living in the Undercity.
Just watch your back. That's all I'm saying. Say, you still in the market for some poisons? Athenril's scarce these days. And the coterie have their own mixers. You find any rare reagents and want me to whip you up something, just let me know. In fact, since you're an old friend, here's a recipe. My speciality. Everyone needs an edge sometimes, right?
Pocisnę sobie... Dobrze. O, spoko. Ale drogę też skórę.
I knew this would happen! How about you? Go for the move! So, we won?
Mamy krytykowy.
We never come here again.
I saw something once. It looked like Uncle.
I imagine Orzammar is like this, only with beards and an overwhelming sense of superiority.
Made this place a sanctum of healing and salvation. Why do you threaten it?
Strange occupation for a warden. Aren't you more about taint and death, not healing and salvation?
Did the warden send you to bring me back? I'm not going. Those bastards made me get rid of my cat. Poor Sir Pouncelot. He hated the deep roads.
You had a cat named Sir Pouncelot? In the deep roads?
He was a gift. A noble beast. Almost got ripped in half by a Genlock once. He swatted the bugger on the nose. Drew blood, too. The blighted warden said he made me too soft. I had to give him to a friend in Amaranthine.
So, you came to Kirkwall just to escape the wardens?
You say that like it's a small thing. Yes. I'm here because there's no warden outpost, no darkspawn, and a whole host of refugees to blend in with. And some reasons of my own.
I've always heard that joining the wardens is for life.
That's only partly true. The hopelessly tainted by the darkspawn and plagued by nightmares about the archdemon parts don't go away. But it turns out if you hide well, you don't have to wear the uniform or go to the parties.
I'm part of an expedition into the deep roads. Any information you have could save people's lives.
I will die a happy man if I never think about the blighted deep roads again. You can't imagine what I've come through to get here. I'm not interested. Although, a favor for a favor. Does that sound like a fair deal? You help me, I'll help you.
Let's be more specific. I don't do anything involving children or animals.
I have a warden map of the depths in this area. But there's a price. I came to Kirkwall to aid a friend. A mage. A prisoner in the wretched gallows. The Templars learned of my plans to free him. Help me bring him safely past them, and you shall have your maps.
What do the Templars know of your plans?
I don't know. I had been exchanging notes with Carl through a maidservant in the gallows. Then the letters stopped coming.
You want to make your friend an apostate?
That's such a weighted term. Yes, Andraste said magic should serve man, not rule him. But I've yet to find a mage who wants to rule anything. It goes against no will of the Maker for mages to live as free as other men.
No i tu jest też jeden wybór. Jako już jesteśmy magiem, no to powiemy, że potrzebujemy.
Forcing mages into servitude is not the way to prevent the rise of another Imperium.
That's not usually the response I get. Perhaps we will work together better than I expected.
How do you plan to break him out of the gallows?
I'm hoping it won't come to that. I sent Carl a message to meet me in the Chantry tonight. Maker willing, he'll be there, alone. But if there are Templars with him, I swear I'll free him from them, whatever the cost.
Tell me about your friend.
His name is Carl Thekla. He was sent here from Ferelden, when Kirkwall Circle required new talent. His last letter said the Knight Commander was turning the Circle into a prison. Mages are locked in their cell, refused appearances at court, made tranquil for the slightest crimes. I told him I would come.
Are these accusations true?
Ask any mage in Kirkwall. Over a dozen were made tranquil just this year. The more people you ask, the worse the rumors become.
I'm not sure about attacking Templars. I might rather take my chances with the Darkspawn.
If we fight the Templars, it is because they decide that anyone who befriends a mage deserves death without questioning.
Doesn't fighting them prove their point? They don't need more reasons to hunt us.
These are my terms. If you want my aid with your expedition, meet me in the Chantry tonight. I have sent word to Carl to be there. Maker willing, we will all leave free men.
Well, this looks like the place. If the cellars go this far, maybe we were important.
To arms! Get back!
Korwer nam się zbugował. Trzeba iść.
suicidal.
If you have a plan, get to it. That's the Mel crest, I think. Mother described it once. Put that above your door and you better have the ties to back it up. Otherwise you just look old.
I knew this!
Come at you! Get back!
Jest. Naprawdę. Ja pierdolę. Najgorzej. Zabił go kurwa kartę.
Okay? Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
No, o tyle absolutnie nie może. Dobra, warykiem tak powiedział, nie?
Someone. Supplies here for us.
I knew I should have slit his throat.
Time to free stuff.
Eat the cake.
That has to be the vault. If there's anything to learn about the family, that's where it is.
Są tu 9 suwerenów. Niehablowana tarcza. Cienny kaptur. O. Aż jest to dużo.
So this is it. Grandfather's will. Let's just take it back to Mother and be done with it.
I don't think there's any point in delaying the news.
So I'm just saying, blood's blood and all, but you are taking advantage of my hospitality. It's only fair if you make something of a monthly contribution.
You sold my children into servitude. Now you're asking me to pay rent?
Maybe just put something towards food.
You should be paying us, Uncle. We found the will.
Grandfather left everything to Mother and us. I guess he had some sense after all. See for yourself.
I should maybe
To my daughter Leandra, and all children born of her. The estate in Hightown and all associated revenues.
Check out the part where Gamlen is left only a stipend, to be controlled by you.
Gamlen, how could you?
You're the one who ran away, Leandra. What happened to love is so much more important than money.
It is!
You didn't even come home for the funeral.
The twins were a week old.
We all have our burdens. Mine was looking after a life you abandoned. How long was I supposed to wait?
I doubt you let the ashes get cold.
I took care of Father. I stayed. And on his deathbed, all he could talk about was Leandra. Look, sister, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. And there's nothing I can do to get it back.
I don't expect that, Gamlen. It's enough to know Mother and Father didn't die angry. I'll petition the Viscount for rights to reclaim the estate. Make a willing. You'll have your house back within weeks.
You don't have the coin or standing to even get an audience with the Viscount. You've got to be someone in this city to live in that house again.
Then I had better get started.
So, what? Are you here to gloat? Gamlen's the idiot again. Gamlen's the fool who can't hold his money when it's given in a bloody silver basket. I tried, you know, when Leandra left. But no one was ever going to live up to her.
What was she like? As a girl?
We're only a year apart. But that was time enough for Leandra to get our parents wrapped firmly around her little finger. They showed her off at every opportunity. The beauty, the scholar, the light of their lives. As far as they were concerned, they should have stopped there.
I've seen the nobles in this town. Your parents must have had a fortune. Where did it all go?
Well, it's not like I stood at the side of the wharf and hurled it over. I tried to invest it. Got some good tips on trade in Kunari cheeses. And, you know, a man's got needs. I'm not denying I spent more on myself than I should have, but I figured it'd all work out.
So, the best way to make Daddy love you was to steal his money?
I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra. I'm not looking for love, but at least I got the money.
Hello, Lord Carver.
We're still a long way from cowing Templars with our titles, brother.
You could slap on a smile for a few days, for her sake.
She's not interested in what I think. She wants to provide for us, and you're making sure it happens. And when we're done, I don't know, I guess we'll sit around thinking about how great we used to be. Mother didn't even want that life back until we got dumped here. And you only care because we're under Templar scrutiny.
You hating everything I do is really losing its charm.
Sure, make light. Why take anything seriously? You're the eldest. You lead by default.
I don't see you taking the reins.
When should I do that? When I'm following you around, or when I'm caring for Mother while you tame mighty Kirkwall? Besides, we both know what happens when someone leaves dear brother's protection. I'm sure Bethany would appreciate that you're keeping good humor.
Poor you. Too busy hiding in my shadow to escape from it.
I am not a joke.
No, you're a lazy brat with a chip on your shoulder. Well, good talk.
Brother. I feel... I don't know. It's like Mother taking everything out on us. She was just scared. I don't have a place in the life she is trying to bring back. I'm here if you need me. But I must find my own way.
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
The estate is yours. Why are we still here?
Technically, the house is now property of the Viscount, since its owner died without an heir. If we went there now, we would just be squatters. But if the Viscount acknowledges our rights, we can get back more than the house. We can get back our name.
Your mother's dead. Let it go.
When I was a girl, your grandmother was the young, beautiful, noble mother all my friends wished they had. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all three of you. Oh, Bethany. She was such a sweet little girl. Never cried, just looked at you with those big eyes.
Bethany would want you to move on, Mother. Be happy about what we have.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising, and that was it.
At least you're past the it's all your fault thing.
I'm sorry, love. I was distraught. I never really believed that. It's just... I miss her. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Bethany, but with luck, I can at least give us a home.
Don't get... Stabbed again? Buy armor today.
More mages. You talk. I'm going to ask the guards about their training.
I know your face. I am Tobias. You and that man are both hawks. I remember your father. Malcolm was a good man.
My father must have left quite an impression. The letter I found was ancient.
I needn't tell his own child how special he was. As to the letter, it pained me to send news of the Templar's death.
The Templar?
He allowed your father to leave Kirkwall. Rule is not served by caging the best of us. A wise man.
Sounds like he didn't quite understand the job.
Doubt can serve the faithful, even as it vexes them. I fear this has been lost. I will send the letters I held. It seems fitting that they return to family. Such a friendship. Few like your father remain. Even fewer like the Templar. Rest well at the Maker's side, Sir Morivar Carver.
Training to meet a real mage.
The first enchantment.
Has marked up these potions well beyond the cost of making them. He is trying.
You want both? I got both. You... Find better prices.
Here you're having problems with the bone pit. I can help.
Ah, finally someone comes to help me. You look a bit unseasoned, but I hope you'll do. I had to suspend operations. My workers are lost in the mines or have run off. Served me right for hiring Ferelden refugees. I sent others before, but no word. Perhaps they are putting me off. I need someone competent to figure out what is going on.
What's the reward?
I will pay handsomely. The exact amount depends on what perils you face.
Your first mistake was naming your mine the Bone Pit.
The locals named the mine Those fools say it's cursed. That is why I hire Fereldans. They may be dull-witted, but they're not superstitious.
Mind what you say about my countrymen.
I was not referring to you, of course. My workers are a particularly desperate sort. They're lucky to work for me. Few in Kirkwall will hire refugees.
Surely the miners had good reason to leave.
I am at a loss. No miner has reported in, and no one takes me seriously.
The bone pit must be dangerous if people are afraid to venture there.
No, nothing like that. Pay no heed to local superstition. The bone pit is mostly harmless.
You said some of your workers are Ferelden.
Of course. Who else would be pathetic enough?
Yes, all of them. An unruly lot, to be sure.
I'll head there soon.
The sooner the better. Each day the mine is not running costs me more than those miners make in a year. The bone pit is just outside the city. Any map will show it.
Bodan Feddick, purveyor of goods both common and rare, at your service. And this is my son, Sandal, who is as brilliant an enchanter as you'll ever find. Say hello to the nice human, Sandal.
Hello.
We shall be accompanying your expedition and providing the needed supplies. It's all quite exciting, isn't it?
The thought of adventure does make me giddy.
A kindred soul, surely. But I digress. Do you wish to peruse my wares, or perhaps make use of Sandal's unique talents?
Enchantment?
Just so.
I thought all enchanters were mages.
Not at all. The fabled dwarven resistance to magic has allowed enchantment of crafts for countless ages. Granted, most dwarven smiths must work for many, many years to learn the skill, but my boy is a natural, a savant beyond compare.
I like enchantment.
And he enjoys his work. What more could one ask?
You two don't seem the sort to hire onto this expedition.
My son and I have never played it safe. Never captured a tried and true roads. In fact, we have just returned from adventures while accompanying the hero of Ferelden, legendary Grey Warden and vanquisher of the Blight.
So you helped to defeat the Blight?
In our small way, perhaps. We did not fight at the Grey Warden's side, of course. The hero of Ferelden is a fine man. After all his accomplishments, may he find even greater success. But surely my past is hardly of interest to the likes of you.
I don't need anything right now.
I look forward to our voyage together.
I don't want to see any trouble from you.
Huh. Well, I just lost a sovereign. Didn't think you'd stoop to our kind again.
Neither did I.
Or are you not too proud to make some coin?
Pride usually hasn't been my downfall.
Since you stormed off, we don't have anyone who can quite work your magic. If you know what I mean. I sent some men to fence a bit of cargo down at the docks. Haven't seen them since. I'd pay good silver for the safe return of them, or the goods.
Is this anyone I know?
When you left, we had to take on New Ferelden. Volunteers. Lad named Price was leading them. No one of your caliber.
Where were they last seen?
They were supposed to meet down by the docks, under cover of darkness. I know you're familiar with the concept.
Want to tell me what you were selling?
We were trying to make a deal with the Carta. Those Orzammar dwarves. They like luxury items. Fine fabrics, a cask of caviar, an aged wine. Anything one can liberate from a Hightown merchant.
Consider it a deal.
Good. Go to the docks tonight. My boy Price was supposed to meet our buyers from the Carta there. Maybe you can find out what happened.
And here we are in the brothel. My day is complete.
Madame Lucine runs the place for Harlan. Or with him. Or on him. It's a coterie thing.
He didn't really ask you to wear feather boa.
All Asians, darling. You get used to it.
I think you let this get away from you.
I had never thought to see this again. Thank you.
Coming right up.
I've got your usual ready and waiting for you upstairs.
That's not really my thing.
Welcome to the
Where's my
Blooming
Montsmart
Road.
white wine?
First, I have to get it from the cellar.
Quiet day in Hightown. Just the way I like it.
How much longer do I have to wait?
Messiah, please stop.
Who are you?
You're looking wet, Sarah.
The office of the Viscount is not open to the public, especially recent arrivals not actually part of the public.
I do hope the Viscount remembers to eat supper today.
Fine day, Sarah.
Ow! Parchment cut.
The Viscount must be terribly busy. Fine. Day, Sarah.
Strangely, this is the best place in the city for working shell games and changing forged coins.
Love doing that.
Aveline.
Hello, Hawk.
That's it.
What? Oh, right. Sorry. It feels like we just talked. I've been keeping an eye on you. Information is one of the few perks of this job. Watch out for Bartrand. He's a son of a bitch.
You know I don't like it when you have people watch me.
Saved me camping on your doorstep. After what we went through to get here, well, you're no child, but I take care of my friends. The places they have me patrolling, I've got time.
A person in your position seems like they might learn some profitable things.
You know better than to ask that.
One day you'll be frustrated enough to go for it.
It's like I'm sitting on my hands. There are dangerous people in this city. In fact, I might have a job for you. Let me know if you want to do a favor for Kirkwall. Otherwise, I'm here if you need me. Maker knows I could use more satisfying work.
The Blight is over. You could go back to Lothering.
That wasn't home for me. It was just where the Horde pressed us. It wasn't the first village I saw fall. But you don't get used to people losing everything.
I'd been away already. I don't know if I'd still call it home.
Sometimes the best thing about a place is that it's where you're from.
Seems like Kirkwall suits you.
It has been a challenge. Lots of opportunity, if you're the type the locals want.
Are you?
If you argue enough, you kind of convince yourself.
It's been a year settling in. Are you all right?
You don't need to coddle me. I am where I am. How close I hold my memories is my own business.
This must be a very different pace from serving King Cailan.
I love that life. But there's a new king for a new Ferelden. Seems cocksure, but I guess he was there when the Archdemon fell. Can't fault an active hand. It's just one more change, though. The real end for me was Ostagar. What about you, Carver? You were there. Do you feel something similar?
No.
All right, then. Bit of a tit, your brother.
All right, Aveline. You have something worth doing.
My patrols may be empty walks in the dark, but there's something big coming up, and I could use you. An ambush, probably for a caravan.
Any shipments that match up. Doesn't matter though. Highwaymen waiting for someone to rob. I'm putting a stop to it, my district or not.
I'm no guard, Aveline.
There's only so many. Temporary recruits are expected time to time, as long as they're competent. You still claim to be competent, right?
You have a name, or anything else to go on?
Not important. If we show up and they attack, they're bad. Simple as that. I'll wager it's smugglers, though. Like I said, seems like an obvious trap for a caravan.
You've been nosing around outside your commission.
I have contacts, and they're complaining about a lack of meat. Thugs and such. Someone is hiring. And one or two were told to prepare for travelers. You want to be good at this job? You pay attention to what's missing, and when people arrange escape routes.
Seems like you'd want to share this with your fellow guards.
I will, if you sit on your hands. I'll send my alerts, and someone else will lead a patrol. But there's profit and influence to be had. You're my friend, so I'm offering.
All right, Aveline. I'll play guard for you.
I knew I could count on you. They're hidden up Sundermount, remote and rough, but we can make good time with a shortcut this side. And no, you can't run off and do it without me. I trust you, but I have to be there. You're acting on behalf of the Guard.
Messiah, please stop.
Dobra, zaraz idziemy uaktywnić sobie zadanie z DLC-ka Księża na Wydanie. Jest to darmowy DLC, w którym otrzymujemy dodatkowego towarzysza do naszej drużyny. Nazywa się Sebastian. W sumie zaraz zobaczycie, jak sprawy się mają.
Just when it's not my choice. You told them not to take me, didn't you?
Yes.
Sebastian, this madness. The Chantry cannot condone revenge, Sebastian.
It is my right, my duty, to show these assassins there is nowhere in the Free Marches to hide.
This is murder.
No. What happened to my family was murder.
Obowiązek. Dobra. Jeszcze sprawdzimy zakon sobie. Pójdziemy do domku. Zrobimy historię rodzinną. Wyposażymy rękę i skończymy streamkę jak na razie na dzisiaj. Duży postęp zrobiliśmy, myślę.
You there, Ferelden. I wish to speak with you. I've heard you have dealings with certain elements in the city. You can get things done on the sly, as they say.
That's a fancy way to put it.
I am a magistrate in this city, and as such, I wish to hire you for a small, albeit important, job. A man I sentenced
to a life in prison has escaped custody. He's been tracked to an abandoned ruin outside the city.
A request that should have been made of the guard.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
We're both intelligent people. There's something in the ruins, isn't there?
There is something, yes. There are creatures in the ruins. The guards I sent are ill-equipped to deal with such beasts.
Do you know what manner of beasts they are?
I don't know what they look like. I've never seen one myself. The guards say these things have already torn through a full company of men.
It'd be easier to seal up the entrance and let the beasts take care of him.
I believe in justice, Ferelden, not unbridled slaughter. I will not let prisoners be eaten just because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
I'm sure if you send in enough men this time, they'd do fine.
No. The more guards who know, the easier it is for this to get out. Those men gossip like old fishwives.
I'll take the job.
Bring the fugitive in alive, quickly and quietly. Not only will you be well paid, you'll have the gratitude of a city magistrate. Useful for a refugee, wouldn't you agree?
A Ferelden in the guard. What will they think of next?
You have a problem with that?
Me? My family's not native either. I'm just surprised. A lot of old prejudice in the guard.
I'll give them plenty of reason to change their minds.
You know, it's possible they're just scared shitless of you. That's my theory, anyway.